What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Googs. I post Talk Tuesday videos every single week, and this is kind of where I just dive into the subconscious mind and I ponder a bunch of thoughts that we all have probably had collectively as a society but haven't exactly tapped into. So that's what my channel is all about. In today's video, I wanted to talk about some things that I have personally learned through meditation. Just some quick background before I get into this. I have been meditating probably for a little bit over a year, and my definition of meditation means doing it every day. I try my best, so there have been months where I've gone and I've meditated every single day, and then there's been like weeks of like travel or whatever that I haven't, and then there's also been weeks where I've meditated like 4 times or 5 times, but then I haven't on the weekend because I'm busy. So that's the type of meditator I am. It's very hard to meditate every day if you're confused or if you're just like busy, but again, it all comes to time management. That's beside the point. I just wanted to give some background on how much I have been meditating. So I would say probably 80% of the year I have meditated. And I wanted to do a quick reflection, and I would have just done this in a journal. I love talking. I have a YouTube channel, so it's pretty obvious that I love talking. So I thought I might as well do this reflection in front of you guys so that you guys can genuinely know what it's like for a beginner meditator, like for someone who's beginning meditation, what things will kind of start to shift and what will change. And it's also a good reflection for me just to like see what has changed about myself. What tends to happen is that the word meditation and yoga and all this stuff has been so altered in the Western culture, whereas I know that there's a much deeper meaning to everything, and the way you do it is much differently. It's not just like sitting there with your eyes closed and listening to someone. Like it can be, but I feel like the real definition of meditation and yoga and like what it actually stands for has been so altered in such weird ways in our Western society, because there's just so many people that want to make money off of it. Like there's so many people that are trying to like claim different methods of how things work. That's kind of just a very mutated version of like what it actually is. But what meditation actually is sitting with your own thoughts and being at peace and being present in the moment. That's what meditation is. So when you're first learning how to meditate, like what I did is I would throw on like a YouTube video, and then I would start just listening to the ladies or the man's voice. But then what ended up happening after quite some time is I started to just learn to sit quietly by myself and just listen to the sounds around me, or just listen to my own breath, feel my own breath. And then that furthermore changed into just me sitting and just being present, feeling the air around me and just being part of it. So that's the first thing I noticed about meditation, like my meditation journey, is that it became less about like following other videos and doing what other people have done and trying to make it yours. It became more of my own journey and what felt best. For example, there's a certain way that you're supposed to sit during yoga, and like you need to like look a little bit upwards. Your third eye is like faced up and your palms are open to like receive energy, and that's cool. That I do that sometimes. It depends like how I feel in the day, so sometimes I'll sit like that, but a lot of the times I'll also just have my hands in my lap, or I'll just like lay down and just meditate. I'm listening to my body. That's the second thing that really came out of meditation, is I started like listening to my body more. So sometimes I would try to meditate and I couldn't do it. Like I was not able to do it for like more than 5 minutes and I just felt really restless. And then I listened to my body and I was like, hey, maybe I'll try this later. And then there would be some days where I would be able to meditate for like half an hour straight. And it really just was dependent on the day. And I started being more intuitive because that's what meditation did. It really helped me hear my inner voice. And this is a very interesting topic because the inner voice that we have, it's in us from birth. It's basically us. So we are part of a bigger consciousness. We are part of the energy, and we are put on this planet, and we are individuals of our own. Like we have our own bodies. We're given the freedom to like think and do stuff and move our arms and hands. So that's great. But what happens when we get put through school and then work and then expectations and then society is that voice gets hushed immensely, because you're just being told what to do and you're trying to keep up because you don't know what's right and wrong. But deep down you do know what's right and wrong, but you know, as a kid you're just kind of like, oh this is what I'm learning, and your brain is a sponge, so that voice gets hushed down. What I noticed about meditation is I'm starting to find me again, and I've just only like dipped my toes into figuring out who I am. For the longest time, I was just kind of doing like school and sports and achieving things that society wanted me to achieve and not exactly achieving things that I wanted to achieve. And I didn't even know what it was that I wanted to achieve. Like it was to that level. So I felt like a zombie and I didn't even know what made me happy. I literally would just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I was just existing. Like I wasn't even living. What happened when I started meditating is I found that I was gravitating more towards things like just sitting by myself and enjoying it. Like not even going on my phone, you guys. Like not even going on my phone, not going on scrolling through TikTok, just sitting and just like being happy and like sitting outside and just staring at the trees. I could do that for an hour and just be absolutely happy. Or like make myself a coffee and go for a walk. So things like that started happening the more I kept up meditation. So then I just started, I guess, finding myself. As I already mentioned, I'm just dipping my foot in. Like it's only been like a little bit over a year of me meditating semi-consistently. I can't say that I'm like an expert. I'm not. I'm just being very transparent about what I've experienced. I have experienced that I've started to find myself and I've kind of gotten a new passion. And another thing that has happened through meditation for me at least is my YouTube channel. I started noticing that I had all these thoughts and it just kind of was in me to have a YouTube channel. Like I don't know how to explain it. It was just there. And that leads me to the next thing that meditation taught. Trust your instincts. Like for me, what was right and wrong was what society taught me was right and wrong. I didn't ever even listen to my own feeling. Like if something felt wrong, I would probably brush that under the carpet because I was taught to do that for the longest time because society is telling you that this is what everyone else does, so it's right. When I started meditating more, I started realizing that no, my intuition means something. That is something that you are born with. That is your birthright. You are given that. It's a tool that you're given for your human life on this planet. Do I know why? No. Does someone know why? Maybe. This also leads me again to another thing that meditation has taught me is to be more open-minded. So I was always in my own hard-headed opinions, which weren't mine. They were actually my dad's. I noticed this. A lot of my opinions that I had about life and about politics and about all these things were from my dad, which makes sense. I mean, you're growing up with your parents, so whatever they say on the kitchen table, you're gonna pretty much take that upon yourself and make it yours. I started to find individuality, and I also started to realize that, hey, just because I don't understand someone else's opinion or perspective doesn't mean it's not valid. That was actually a really big thing for me because I'm not going to say anything about my dad. I'm just going to say he's really hardwired in his own ways, if that makes sense. Like, I'm very happy that I was able to break through and just have a more open mind when it comes to other people and different perspectives. That was something I've never done before. This leads me to the next thing that meditation has taught me. Self-love. And again, this word has been altered a lot. Like it's made it very hard to self-love because there's like Instagram pages that are like lighting up scented candles and taking a bath and they're like self-care, self-love. I do that stuff too. Don't get me wrong. I do that because it feels fucking good. I love baths. But self-love, like my definition of self-love is caring about yourself as an individual. Maybe it's just my belief system, but I don't believe miracles just happen. I've been taught that you have to work hard for things and then you'll start seeing them slowly and gradually unravel. That's what I've been taught. But with this concept of self-love, it was instant and it happened to me in September 2021 in San Francisco in the car with my friend. She was driving and we were going to Santa Monica and we were just living our life, and I smoked some California weed and I was feeling it and I was staring out into the beautiful hills. The drive was very scenic, and in that moment I was like, I should love myself right now. I'm amazing. I know that a lot of people haven't had that feeling ever, and I know this because I never had that feeling ever. I just genuinely was like, okay, I'm gonna practice self-love, so I'm gonna do a bunch of things for myself that are self-love things. Like, okay, I'll like run myself a bath, I'll eat healthy, I'll work out. But your soul needs to love itself. When I came back from that trip, and ever since that trip, I've been standing up for myself a lot more in different situations. So if someone tries to tell me something, I stand up for myself. The same way you stand up for your friend, that's what I started doing with myself. And I really believe meditation has done that, because it's taught me that, like, damn, I'm alive, I'm important. And this is another thing that I struggle with, is thinking I'm just average, mediocre, like I'm just like everyone else, like this life is useless or worthless. I have been through really deep fucking dark places. I've been through very dark places in my life. But this has helped, meditation's helped me come out of depression and all those things, because I've really, not only did I understand up here that, like, it's a miracle that I'm alive and that it's a gift, but I understood in my heart that, like, and in my soul, that, like, this energy, like the way I'm existing right now and talking to you guys and the way you guys are able to listen to me, like, this is beautiful. Like, it's crazy. I'm not gonna get too far into that one. I can talk forever on that. But another thing meditation has taught me, this is gonna be a very interesting one, the next one. So I have been a binge eater. I binge a lot of stuff, not just food, like shows, activities, feelings. I will binge, and it was probably just some sort of, I don't even know, like just a coping mechanism that I picked up on. But when I started meditating, I realized that I no longer overeat. Like, I don't overeat anymore. Isn't that weird? Like, it's not weird. It makes sense, but I'm not overeating the way I used to eat bags of chips before, because I couldn't stop, because it was just something that was filling almost like a void, maybe. But, like, now I don't overeat. Like, now if I'm not hungry anymore and my body has had enough food, I'll stop. And now I literally grab for more, like, healthier things, because they genuinely just taste better in my mouth. It's just insane. Like, these are things that have happened to me within the last year that have never happened to me before, and I really think it's meditation. Like, I'm genuinely, like, telling you guys, it's because I'm, like, probably just acknowledging that I am a soul that's part of the energy, and I'm starting to love myself. And it's insane how much just sitting with yourself quietly and just vibing with the universe can, like, open doors to so many different answers. And it's not even like answers you're seeking or questions you have. It's almost just like they're flowing through you. And I've only ever gone into a trance while meditating, like, a few times out of all the times I've meditated. So it's definitely, like, still a process. Again, I'm gonna reiterate, I am not by any means a meditation expert. I'm literally just learning, and this is just me documenting all the things that I've learned. So in summary, meditation has pretty much helped me in every area of my life now that I'm reflecting. And if I was writing a journal right now, if I decided to not make a video and write a journal, I literally would have written down, meditation has changed my life. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep learning how to meditate, practicing, and also learning and reading more. I'm just on this journey, and I'm really, really, really excited to be on this journey, and I'm so happy I've started this journey. And I really hope that this video, if not makes you start meditating, at least you've thought about it. At least it's somewhere in your subconscious. So anyways, thanks guys for watching my video. I hope this was insightful, and I hope this provided you with some sort of value. Feel free to comment down below. I've also left my TikToks and I've left my Instagram down below. If you want, you can give that a follow. If not, all good. And again, if you really like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. See you next video.